This year's Breakfast of Champions is brought to you by these sponsors.
Miguel Pantoja, Castro County Sheriff's Office, and I support Special Olympics.
My name is Miguel Ontiveros. I'm the Chief of Police for the Dimmitt Police Department, and I support Special Olympics.
I'm Sheriff Sal Rivera with the Castro County Sheriff's Office, and I support Special Olympics.
I'm Corrections Officer David Salinas with the Castro County Sheriff's Department, and I support Special Olympics.
Corrections Officer Eric Enriquez, Castro County Sheriff's Office, and I support Special Olympics.
I'm Lauren Quiros from Castro County Sheriff's Office. I support Special Olympics.
I'm the Gray County Sheriff Michael Ryan, and we're here to pass this torch.
I am Colonel from Shalon, Texas.
What we'd like to do is pass this torch on to the Dimmitt Police Department Chief Resendez.
This is Chief Ray Resendez with the Dimmitt Police Department. I've got Eddie Gonzalez with me. On behalf of the Dimmitt Police Department, we'd like to support Special Olympics and all the athletes. Glad to pass the torch on to Chief Richburg from the Pampa Police Department.
I'm Chief Richburg from the Pampa Police Department, a good friend. Cody Dyer, Pampa, Texas. We're just styling and profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, diamond ring wearing, just stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. Woo! Tampa Police Department is proud to support the Special Olympics, and we'll pass the torch to Jeb Hilton with the Amarillo Police Department.
The staples of the law enforcement torch run is kicking off events with athletes by carrying the flame of hope. Today with me is the Amarillo Police Department Homicide Unit. It's hard to explain the happiness in my heart when I get to see these athletes interacting and being included in these events that we get to attend. I'd now like to pass it over to Tim Martin, the President and CEO of Special Olympics.
Good morning, Panhandle folks. I'm so excited to share my breakfast with you. What a great event we have today, and we want to thank so many individuals for all their hard work as we move forward with that. But first of all, how about Jeb Hilton from Amarillo PD bringing in the torch, representing the law enforcement community that does so much and means so much to those of us at Special Olympics. They truly are the heroes for our athletes and for us every day in our communities. Also, you know, events like this don't happen by accident, so we want to take a moment to recognize the volunteers, the staff, and all of those that works hard behind to make sure that people had a chance to watch this and celebrate our athletes this morning. Also, our sponsor, Gene Messer, thank you so much for making this happen. You know, as we move forward in Special Olympics with the Unified movement, Unified is so special to me because I had a great experience when I was in high school. In high school, I was that bad kid, the kid that was always in trouble, and through my behavior, ended up having to be a part of Special Olympics. I did not go willingly. I always say I was sentenced. But I will tell you, that kid that was a bully, that kid that used to take advantage of making fun of everybody else that was different than him, learned a very valuable lesson at the hands of our great athletes at Special Olympics. I learned to respect the hidden abilities, the responsibility to make sure that everyone has a voice, because those human beings, and especially one named Diana, changed who I was as a human being. Long before there was a label or a program or anything else called Unified, I was blessed to have the experience of meeting the wonderful athletes of Special Olympics. So as we move forward in our movement, inclusion is what we push for, making sure that every individual has the chance to reveal the greatness that lies within. And as we push for that initiative, we need all of you to make sure you're opening doors, opening eyes, and opening your arms to welcome everyone in our communities. It's a huge push for us. It should be for you, and I know that you'll get addicted once you get involved. So with that process, as we move forward, I want to introduce someone from KAMR, Cheryl Proctor, our reporter from Channel 4 that's going to make sure that you hear about an amazing Panhandle Unified team that consists of Colby Adams, Francie Chapman, and Riley McElroy. And here is their fabulous story. And please remember to live and play unified.
I was hoping to get friendships.
Getting to know people and just getting to help everyone.
And I have like something like my twin that helps me a lot.
Just love the people. It's super fun to just get to know them. Like just not like always on the court, but like off the court.
Just seeing like how the athletes grow.
I play like basketball and baseball and soccer. They like to play with me for a while, a basketball, a baseball, this way.
Are they any good at those sports?
Yeah, they're good sports.
Like no matter what happens, the unified athletes are like still happy and competitive.
That they always have a good mindset. Like win or lose, they're always so happy and they work super hard. Don't be scared to do it. It makes so many more relationships with people, and you get to teach people, and I feel like that's really good.
I got involved because some of our friends invited us to come play.
So my cousins, one of them participates in the Special Olympics, and then my other cousin works at ADVO, so that's how he got me into it.
But what made you want to be in a unified pair?
To help the unified athletes like grow in their daily lives.
Not just to sit out and help them, but also to get to play on the court, because I feel like that grows with people more.
And some people will play basketball, and that's it.
Sometimes they ask like if it's harder to like teach them, but I said it's really fun just to get to teach them, because you get to see how much they've grown. It's not just like in how much they've grown as a person with other kids, just interacting with each other. Well, I feel like it's changed a lot. Like I knew a lot about like the special needs, like athletes and stuff like that, but like I feel like since I've gotten into it, I've grown more as a person. I've got to know them, and I'm way more comfortable.
Some of them are hesitant to join, and they've like asked like what is it and how, like what you have to do in it. And I just told them once you join, like you get into it, then it just keeps going and going.
What is it that you think that you learned by being with Special Olympics, by being with the unified pair?
I learned like about people a lot.
What do you think the athletes have taught you in the past year?
To always have a smile on your face.
Probably just to stay happy, because just because you lose some, like you worked your hardest, like it just makes you, they've taught me a lot just to like love life.
Play unified.
It only takes once. Go to one of those events, and I don't care if you are 4 or if you're 40 or you're 80, you're hooked. All you have to do is watch the joy in their faces.
We started out, Sue had some friends in Stratford, and we were invited to one of their picnics. Like Ross said, as we went to all the different meets, we met a lot of different people. We've made a lot of friends. What's your favorite thing about Special Olympics?
Oh yeah, meeting new people.
And you've met a lot of people, haven't you?
I have.
How have you seen Ross change over the 20 years that he's been with Special Olympics?
He's more outgoing to anybody. He's not afraid to visit with strangers. I mean, in a good way. I mean, it's made him more confident.
Sit down with him now and have a conversation. He understands what you're saying, can talk right back to you. So he's made a whole different person out of me. A lot of difference in me.
How has COVID impacted? Because I know the Special Olympics, you guys are a family. You guys are going everywhere together. How has COVID kind of impacted that for not only you guys, but for Ross and the other athletes?
Well, I think it's just like anybody else, any other group, any other sports group, any other family. You're pretty well locked in, and especially when you look at our Special Olympics population, certainly they're an at-risk population. Their families are, and so they miss their friends. They miss their peer group. We miss the families. That's kind of the beauty of Special Olympics, is it's not just the athletes, it's the families, because we have so much in common. You have a peer group. Probably just picking up the phone and calling the heads of our delegations, whether it be in Dumas, whether it be in Stratford, any of them, and say, are we ready to go? Let's do this. And then just the activities to get together. Because those athletes, they don't just do the sports together. I mean, they celebrate birthdays together. They celebrate milestones together.
And we see that the same way when he worked out at one of the supermarkets here in town. I mean, even the police department would come in and eat at the restaurant. And Ross was known as the ladies' man.
No.
That's what they put on your tag.
That's what they put on my tag.
Ross, what are you hoping that you teach other people involved in Special Olympics, whether it's the other athletes or the other volunteers, the other families? What do you hope that you teach them?
What do you want?
The value of love.
The value of love.
And what about your competition? Do you want to win?
Yeah.
You want to win, but if you don't win?
Always try your best.
There you go.
For the Medford family, Special Olympics is more than a chance to get out, exercise, and learn new skills.
We've had a community, sort of a family of friends and people we care about, where we can grow up together and participate in common events in a safe environment, one that's encouraging, with people that care very much about us and our children.
It's a place that provides opportunities for everyone, no matter the circumstance.
It wasn't always open for Erin to participate in activities through other organizations, and this is a place that was safe for her, that was organized to help her succeed.
What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
She's competed in swimming, and she's competed in bowling and basketball and bocce and track.
Besides sports, it also has provided families across the Panhandle with health opportunities through programs like Healthy Athletes, to give athletes the medical care they deserve through free screenings. One in particular is called MedFest.
A lot of our intellectually disabled population has heart defects. The older ones have high blood pressure, just like the majority of our neurotypical population, diabetes and other things. And so it screens for the things that you're concerned about with that individual, and we can then identify the people that do not currently have access to medical care, or possibly to that cardiologist or to the specialist that they need to see, and we get them plugged in to those specialists.
Dr. Medford says the goal is to clear the person so they can participate in sports, but also help educate those who might be treating them.
From audiologists to optometrists to physicians and nurse practitioners and nurses and all the people that participate in all of the 8 disciplines, to teach them skills of examining and dealing with and communicating with people with intellectual disabilities.
She says Amarillo is one of the only places in Texas to have the Healthy Athletes program through Special Olympics.
A lot of these people aren't even from Amarillo. They're coming from events from Hereford and Panhandle and Dumas and Pampa. And some of them have very limited access to these variety of specialists. And in particular, I think that what Healthy Athletes has done for them is to get them plugged back in if they've missed out on medical care in areas they need.
The screenings have even benefited Erin, who they say has truly missed Special Olympics this past year, like everyone else, unable to participate due to the pandemic.
All she ever asks about anymore is, when is basketball? When do I get to play basketball? I didn't realize until about the last 4 to 5 months how much she really truly missed basketball, which was basketball season, and she, I think, knew she should be doing it. So it's really made an impact on her life. She loves it, she looks forward to it. It gives her community, it gives her group of friends that she gets to hang out with, just where they get to spend some special time together doing what they love to do.
Hey everybody, we're with Amarillo National Bank. Wanted to give a little shout out today to the Special Olympics and the Breakfast with Champions. A little bit about our experience. Hope you enjoy.
Just here to talk about Special Olympics and how it means so much to the community. I know us 4 guys and a couple others that couldn't be here helped out the last probably over 10 years. And just getting involved in the community and helping the golf tournament was the main thing that I did, and I really enjoyed that. I think it's a good benefit to raise money for these athletes, to keep them for competing throughout the year in their events and competitions. And we need to raise money for these athletes in different aspects other than the golf tournament as well. The golf tournament was fun because it's a long day. We get there at, sunrise and there until the sun sets, but it's fun raising money, and I know that some of us got to play in it in the afternoon, and watching those athletes help out and hit that drive on that first tee is just, it's something special. I know that I've never had that much fun on the golf course. It's fun to watch them.
My name's Ross Macon. I've been involved in Special Olympics roughly 10 years, also supported with the golf tournament. I think for me and the experience that I had was, as Brock mentioned, just supporting the athletes. I think it's important to give back. For me, not necessarily monetarily, which is great, but also your time. I think time is important to give back to. If you can spare some time to support Special Olympics, as we did for all those years, I think that's a great way to give back. And again, to see the athletes and to see their success, to see smiles on their face, getting to compete in things that they love, it brings joy to my heart.
I'm Derek Skipworth. Also been with Special Olympics for around 10 years or so. With the Raging Cajun, it was always so much fun to see the community come together to help support these kiddos. At the time, I think there was a point that we had 64 different teams in the golf tournament, and as Brock said, it was a long day, but it was so much fun to watch everybody come together and support these kids. So for 10 years we really enjoyed it. Hope that everything fundraising wise continues on.
My name is Eric Schrader, and I was also involved in helping with the golf tournament over the years, and it was very rewarding for me to see the athletes and to see all of our work come together and for the community to be there to support Special Olympics, and we appreciated that. We enjoyed that.
Patty Ballou is a very decorated, very outspoken Special Olympics athlete. But when she first came to Amarillo, you would have never known it.
I was a shy girl and, growing up and, I have 3 sisters. So after my parents passed away, I went back and forth with my sisters, and then I felt like it was time for me to grow more. So I went to ADVO companies, and I participated in all 12 sports.
You name it, she's competed in it.
Volleyball, powerlifting, tennis, bocce, flag football. I think one of my favorite ones is powerlifting because, you have power and, you can lift weights and everybody's, looking at you like, come on, and
Powerlifting took her to Seattle for the USA Games. Then she went on to participate in Abu Dhabi, where she earned multiple awards. She also went to the Dominican Republic to participate in tennis. She says Special Olympics opened up many doors for her and others, so the once shy girl is now an advocate for others.
I think it's really important for other people outside of ADVO to know what we're doing in the company, and through Special Olympics, to bring the people together, because they don't understand what circumstances that you're in, and and somebody's disability, and what they can and cannot do, which that's normal.
She began giving speeches through a program called Global Messenger to tell different organizations and schools about Special Olympics.
I think if a girl is all shy and kind of, isolated and stuff, and they learn how to be a global messenger and going through training, and I think that would be really good for them and their self-esteem.
She's even been a voice for others in Washington and helped pass a few bills. Now she serves on the board of directors, speaking on behalf of thousands of other Special Olympic athletes in the state of Texas.
What kind of example do you hope you're setting for others?
Have a good role model and a positive person. I mean, yeah, sometimes, life, throws you curveballs and stuff, but, you just get up and you just dust yourself off, and then you keep on going,
She hopes the pandemic will end soon so people can get back to normal and back to Special Olympics.
I think it's very important to everybody because, sometimes when you're, sitting in your house by yourself, nothing to do, and, you see that in little kids too, they don't understand, and, sometimes they get depressed, which that's true, little kids can get depressed, and, just to be more support and to help each other through this time of need.
This year's Breakfast of Champions is brought to you by these sponsors.
Hello, I'm Ryan Palmer, PGA Tour player from Amarillo, Texas. Very honored and proud to support the Special Olympics. You too can as well. With your donation and support, we will not only support local sports programs, but we'll be supporting relationships like our unified pair, athletes like Francie, Riley, and Kobe. With their support, we can provide free health screenings and changing lives like Patty Ballew's and many, many others. I wish these great athletes nothing but the best, and good luck to all at the Special Olympics. Dream big and have fun.
Hello, Pampa, Texas. Zach Thomas here. I have to say, I am a proud 1992 Pampa High School graduate, and I'm honored to be asked to participate in the Special Olympics Breakfast with Champions. Sports has been very good to me, but sports is good for everybody, no matter their disability. Because there is greatness in every athlete, but it's up to you to find out what that greatness is. But it's up to us to help them get that same opportunity that you and I have had. So get out there, give, donate, give your time, volunteer to help out and give these special men, women, boys, and girls the same opportunity. All the best to you all. God bless.
The great state of Texas, it's John Rich. Grew up in Amarillo out there in West Texas, and I just want to give a big shout out to our Special Olympics of Texas and this virtual Breakfast of Champions. Hey, big shout out to all the athletes. Good luck, boys and girls. You go get them. We sure are proud of you. God bless.
Hi everybody, I'm Sergeant Carla Burr with the Amarillo, Texas Police Department. I just want to take a minute to say thank you to all the athletes, the coaches, the sponsors, and the LETR participants of the Breakfast with Champions. I especially want to thank the athletes. I know it's been a tough COVID year. You've had to stay inside, you haven't got to do much, you didn't get to do the summer games, and all the other sports that you truly enjoy. So I'm hoping and praying that things are going to pick up, and I know you're going to the summer games this summer, and I'm just hoping that soon you guys can get out and kind of get back to a normal life. But thank you for everything that you guys have done to be patient during all of this. Thank you for staying joyous, and thanks for staying cheerful. And I can't wait to see all of you again.
I am David Seacrest. I'm from Area 16, St. for supporting Special Olympics, Texas.
Hello, my name is Deidre Carver, and I'm with Superior Health Plan. I'm also a volunteer with Special Olympics for over 6 years and part of the games management team. I just want to say thank you to our athletes, volunteers, LATR, fire department, sponsors, and surrounding Panhandle communities for joining our Breakfast with Champions. I hope you'll consider supporting Special Olympics. Thank you.
And I'd like to tell you thank you to all of our athletes out there, all of our volunteers, all the people that help with Special Olympics, businesses, the LATR that get out there and volunteer, do all the events with these kiddos.
Hi guys, my name is Justina Gerges. I'm with Special Olympics College Club of West Texas A&M University. We're super proud of you athletes, and we also want to say thank you to our volunteers and sponsors and everyone who made this event possible. Go Bucks!
Hi, I'm Paige. I live in Booker. I want to say thanks to the volunteers, coaches, sponsors, and employees that help make Special Olympics special. Thank you.
This year's Breakfast of Champions is brought to you by these sponsors.
Hi, my name is Avery, and this is my partner, Katan. We're going to tell you all about Hanukkah. Did you know Hanukkah starts December 10th and ends December 18th? Hanukkah celebrates the Jewish religion. If you celebrate Hanukkah, each night you'll add one candle. It is lit until all 8 candles are lit on the final night of the festival. Say Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm Nyla. Do you know what's on January 8th? What? National Bubble Bath Day. What's that? National Bubble Bath Day is where bubble baths were created. Wow, fascinating. Here are some fun facts about bubble baths. Bubble baths are relaxing. It's like having a mini workout by doing nothing. An hour-long soak at 30 degrees can burn an average 130 calories, which is equivalent of doing 40 sit-ups or walking a half an hour. Gives a whole new meaning to running a bathtub, doesn't it? It helps you sleep. It can soothe dry skin. A bath a day keeps the doctors away. One bath helps increase blood flow, and that's great for your heart. Taking a bath can improve your mood. After a rough day at school or work, nothing is better than taking a relaxing bath. So don't forget, on January 8th, take a relaxing bath and stay healthy. Hi, I'm Sydney. Today, me and Katalia will be talking about Christmas and COVID. Just because COVID is going around doesn't mean we can't celebrate Christmas. Say, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. We don't celebrate Christmas just to celebrate with your friends. It is more about celebrating with your own family. And the real message of Christmas is for Jesus' birth. Say, the real message of Christmas will still be there. Have fun with your family. We can't have Christmas parties or have a giant family reunion, but we can still hang out with your own family. And you'll still get lots of presents. Say, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Bye! National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day is celebrated on the 3rd Friday of December. In 2020, it falls on Friday, December 18th. Make sure to wear your ugly Christmas sweater.
How many soft drinks would you have spilled on yourself in the dark movie theaters if it weren't for straws? I think we can all agree drinking straws have changed our lives better enough to deserve their own holiday. And it's exactly why Drinking Straw Day is about celebrating an invention patterning of the paraffin-covered paper drinking straw day.
Drink up. Hi, my name is Sophia Ladada, and this is my wonderful partner, Kate Wonder. And let me get you in on a secret about Christmas. Santa is already making his presents.
Wow, he does not waste a second. So that means we need to be on our best behavior and follow all the expectations.
Come on and follow us. We are going to tell you 4 things you need to know about Christmas.
Number 1, the Christmas colors are green and red.
Number 2, Santa has 9 reindeers, and the one in front is Rudolph. He has a red nose.
Number 3, Santa loves cookies and milk.
Number 4, Santa has a white poofy beard that has a lot of cookie crumbs in it.
Thanks for watching.
Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Moazli Mayem. I'm the very proud Lynn Pippinger Dean of the University of South Florida, Muma College of Business. And let me tell you, on behalf of everyone at the University of South Florida, at the Muma College of Business, we want to welcome you to this great diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace certificate. Guess what? We have more than 105,000 participants. Yes, it's not a mistake. More than 105,000 participants in this amazing program. And we are just honored to be able to offer you this certificate. It takes a village to offer a program like this. And we couldn't find better partners than our friends at Jabil and the Tampa Bay Lightning to partner together to offer you this great certificate. And let me tell you, this certificate usually probably costs in regular times around $3,000 to $4,000. Because of the generosity of the Jabil and Tampa Bay Lightning, we are offering it to you free of charge. You know, diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace is a journey. It's not a destination. And I can assure you, we don't have all the answers, but we have the passion, the energy, and the willingness to work with you throughout this journey. And the purpose of this certificate is very simple. The goal is very simple, is to help you and help your organization move throughout that journey so that you can improve your diversity, equity, and inclusion in your organizations. You know, a lot of people ask me, Dean, why are you doing this? I say, first of all, we're doing it because it is the right thing to do, because we want to be a resource to our community. We're doing it to help all organizations out there improve their diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we have a business community where no one, really, no one is left behind, regardless of the color of their skins, their age, their gender, their sexual orientations, their religions, their disability, or any other characteristics they have. So it's not just the right thing to do, but also it makes perfect sense. Research and studies after studies, the first one was conducted by McKinsey, but duplicated by many others, show very compelling results. Companies who improve their diversity, equity, and inclusions see higher productivity, better innovations, larger market share, more customer loyalty, and more importantly, very high employee satisfaction and retention. And now I am just delighted and honored and very pleased to introduce to you great friend, wonderful colleague, Dr. Alexis Mutu, who worked so hard with the team from Jabil, from USF, from the Muma College of Business, and from the Lightning to be able to offer you this great certificate. So please remember, first of all, that each module, like today and every Wednesday, will begin with an opening session, a second segment with a keynote speaker, and an instructional segment. Now, Alexis, could you please run us through the very first module?
Sure, Moaz, and thank you. So module 1 is delving into emotional intelligence and how emotional intelligence will allow us to better understand diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Thank you. So you're probably asking, module 1 is great. How can module 2 be even better? Yes, it is. It gets better every week. So module 2 will look about these really horrifying stereotypes and biases in the workplace that unfortunately lead in many instances in discriminations. And let me tell you, it doesn't really matter who we are. We all have our stereotypes and our biases. And the purpose of this module is to be able to detect these stereotypes and biases and hopefully do the right thing to minimize them.
So module 3 is taking into consideration how to understand your own organization with respect to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and thinking about emotional intelligence and understanding stigmas and stereotypes and biases, and then applying that information to how your organization is functioning in the realm of diversity, equity, and inclusion, taking into consideration organizational and transactional policies and all aspects of your existing organization.
And then once you understood your organization, where does it stand in terms of that journey toward better diversity, equity, and inclusion, Module 4 comes to really help you prepare for the future. You know, I strongly believe that diversity, equity, and inclusion is a business initiative. So you have prepared for it like a business project. You have to have your strategic plan with goals, with accountability, with timelines and resources. And that's what Module 4 is all about.
So once you have that strategic plan around diversity and equity and inclusion, you have to recruit and retain employees who will transcend this idea of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And Module 5 gives you those tools and strategies to retain those staff and to recruit them and to retain them.
Module 6 is about partnerships. So how do you partner with different stakeholders, for example, with your suppliers and with other entity in your community to really make a difference through diversity and inclusions? You know, diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace is a team sport. It requires partnerships. It requires the effort from everyone. That's what Module 6 is all about.
And last but not least, Module 7 is taking all of the information that will have been learned from Module 1 through Module 6 to understand what a sustainable business model looks like that embraces diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Thank you so much, Alexis, and we appreciate your work on this great program, and thank you. Just a few housekeeping items here that are really useful, so pay attention here. Yes, 105,000 of you. First of all, each week, live session will air, like tonight, from 5 to 7 each Wednesday for the next 7 Wednesdays. You have 2 weeks for each live sessions to take the quiz for that module. Yeah. So if you think that you can earn the certificate without passing the quizzes, I am sorry, but that's not the case. We're going to make you a little bit work harder here. And the good news is that the recorded session will be available for you for 2 weeks on the Muma College of Business YouTube channel for you to review and also to take the quizzes. Another good news I have for you, you have an unlimited number of attempts to take, retake, and retake the quiz to score at least 70%. You don't need more than 70% if you got 70%. And I promise I will not check your grades as long as you have 70%. For each module, you will have your certificate, and I will, at the end of the 7 weeks, assist on your graduation and bestow that wonderful certificate on you. And also another reminder, as my team here is telling us, that the quiz for week 1 session is due on Wednesday, April 7 at exactly 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And I can assure you, all the excuses we have heard before, from the dog eating my homework or my quiz, unfortunately, it will not work. So please make sure you have 2 weeks and make sure you pass your quiz on or before Wednesday, April 7 for session 1 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, answers to many of your questions can be found on the FAQ sections. You see the link there. It's usf.edu TO/diversity certificate. We will add more and more to answer to these frequently asked questions. And also there is a box where you can contact us if you have any other question that is not on this FAQ. We promise to do everything possible to answer it in a timely manner. And now, the moment that you've been all waiting for, let that wonderful journey start together. And to start our journey this evening, I am just so honored to introduce to you an incredible member of our community, Mr. Derek Brooks. Derek Brooks was born and raised in Pensacola in Florida here. Probably you remember he was one of the best NFL player, first round NFL draft pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 1995. And this began his 14-year Hall of Fame career. And many of you probably recall that really nice United Way commercial asking, who is your favorite player? And the answer is Mr. Derek Brooks. He is absolutely our favorite here in the Tampa Bay area. And also now he is part of the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. Very interesting fun fact about Derek. He is the only person on this planet, and probably even the universe, who actually has two wonderful big rings. One for winning the Super Bowl, and the other one for winning the Stanley Cup with our wonderful Tampa Bay Lightning. So without further ado, please help me welcome our wonderful friend, Derek Brooks, who will help us moderate the first panel.
Thanks for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. Now I would like to kick off our leadership panel discussion. In joining Dr. Moaz and myself, we have Mark Mondello, the CEO of Jabil, a global manufacturing company with more than 260,000 employees across 100 locations in 30 countries, and they're approaching a revenue number of over $30 billion. Mark is married to Kelly, and they are very passionate about giving back to the Tampa Bay and surrounding communities. So welcome, my good friend, Mark Mondello. Mark, how are you doing?
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that.
Next, and according to me, this other panelist needs no introduction because I work for him. Steve Griggs is entering his 6th season as our CEO of Vinix Sports Group, after serving 1 year as our team president and 4 as our chief operating officer. Steve oversees all of our business ventures at Vinix Sports Group, and we're very proudly to say we are the current 2020 Stanley Cup champions. So welcome to my good friend whom I report to, so I got to do a great job today. But in all seriousness, Steve, welcome to the panel.
Well, thank you, Derek, and great introduction. Well done.
All right. All right, everybody. So, Steve, I just want to start with you. Obviously, in working with you very closely in putting together this DEI program, I'd like for you to share with our audience, why was this important to not just yourself, but Vinix Sports Group in partnering with Jabil and USF on this tremendous program?
Well, I think if you go back 10 years and you think about Jeff Vinnick when he bought this team, and Jeff always has taught us to do the right thing. When you talk about what we've done with the Jackson House, Confederate Monument, our investment with Jabil, with our Community Hero program, just recently giving away $1 million for all the DEI projects and social reform. You know, it's in our DNA to continue to give back. And when I think about what we do in the sports and entertainment industry, we're a unifying organization. It's right in our mission statement. It's part of our values, is that we want to unify people. And, you know, as we were going through COVID, I thought we were looking to unify people. Then on May 25th, in my old hometown, what happened with George Floyd, it was an awakening. And I remember calling you that next morning and saying, I think we're on a different path here. And by May 29th, we were having a meeting with Coach Dungy. And Jeff Vinnick was on that call. And we knew then, as my wife liked to say, you need to know better to do better. And right then we knew we had to be better. We had to be better as an organization. We had to be better as a family, be better as human beings. And that's really when we said it was about education. How do we enlighten people? How do we start first within VSG? How do we continue to train and develop people so they are aware what's going on with diversity and inclusion? We brought in speakers. We've been reading books. We've been educating and training like we've never done before. And we've seen it firsthand that education on diversity and inclusion and unconscious bias led us to me sitting in a parking lot one day and calling Moaz and saying, I've watched all the great work you've done with the 2 other certificates with, COVID management crisis, as well as the hospitality management program. And, they had 7,000 for the one program and 10,000 for another program. And as Jeff and I talked about, leaders need to be educated in order to continue to drive the business. And they need to be educated in a different way now. And I said to Moez, could we create a certificate program like this? And back then I was like, if we could get 10 or 15,000 people to join in to really start learning about diversity and inclusion, I'd be really happy. But we sit here today with 100,000 people that have signed up for it. And then our good friends from Jable joined us and said, we want to be on this journey with you. And I think we sit here today with the 7 modules, which are incredible. The leaders that we've brought in to help with this are incredible. And I think it's going to really teach us to use the right language, to be able to have the toolkits to have those uncomfortable conversations, to have those conversations that bring us together. It creates a real conversation that we need to have about diversity and inclusion. And I think at the end of the day, what's really going to be really important is we're all going to be better. We're going to have better companies, and we're going to be better in this community.